Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And we're back. You're tuned into Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on CNBC News, NBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Channel, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, iTunes, TuneIn, and more. Why? Because I want the maximum splatter zone of how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I bring topics and guests to help with that, and today is no exception. I have a special guest on location, actually, from Secret Knock in San Diego, and I'm bringing her to you during my live show to share her unique gift, talent, and ability. So, as per usual, I'd like to introduce her to you through my not answering machine that I have, but I have a questioning machine. And when you call me, it says, "Who are you and what do you want?" So, tell me, my special guest, who are you and what do you want?
I love that introduction. First of all, I'm going to use that every once in a while. My name is Cynthia Kahi. I am a restaurant owner, an entrepreneur, an author. I have a book with a compilation with Greg Reed here at Secret Knock. I'm super excited. And what do I want? I want to tell everybody that you can do hard things. That's the title of my book, and it has been my mission ever since I learned what self-development can do for you.
So it sounds like there's a story there, literally.
There is a story there. There definitely is.
So take me back to, did you think you would be doing this when you were a kid?
Never.
Okay.
Never in a million years. And it's funny because I just had a memory of me playing at a desk in my grandparents' garage. It's interesting because with self-development, every once in a while you ask yourself, well, not every once in a while, often you ask yourself why. So I dig and I look for things inside, and this memory came up. It's amazing. So I am a restaurant owner. Never thought I would write a book. In the past, I have just dabbled with putting my thoughts on paper, but never thought it would be a book. So I'm in 2 compilation books. I wrote a book. I have a reflections book because I found that it is so important to reflect on the things that you are doing in your life and who you are so that you become self-aware. It's an amazing process, and that is how I came up with my mission. You can do hard things. A lot of people don't want to do the hard work that's inside. They don't want to figure out who they are, where they came from, because there's a lot of stuff in there that sometimes isn't too pretty, or sometimes that we just don't want to admit. And the key is sometimes we don't even know. And that's when you ask yourself why. And when you ask yourself why, you really get to the inside and the root of who you are.
So I liken it to like a big black hole that's in front of you, and you're afraid that if you go in there, you're going to break apart like Humpty Dumpty and never come back out again. So we're definitely, I'm hearing your choir.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you also went through some hard things. So share that.
There's been a couple things that have been hard, but the pivotal moment, the ignite moment, I think, and this is where I wrote my story also. There was a fire that came through my hometown, Santa Rosa, California, and it was the Tubbs fire, and literally took everything from us.
Wow.
The house, the pictures, the memories, the mementos. But I was very, very grateful, and I was very, very just full of love because of what I had. So many people, it had happened so quickly that so many people had lost their loved ones, their pets, those things that you absolutely cannot replace. The house and all of the things in it, I could definitely replace. And I knew that I was so blessed and so grateful that I had what I had, you know?
Yeah.
So it was a pivotal moment. Changed my perspective, changed everything to what really does matter and what really doesn't matter.
Right. Let's go to the fire itself. How long ago?
It was October 9th, 2017.
Okay. So we're looking at about 4 or 5 years ago. And what happened that night or during the day? And the reason why I'm making you go through this, those of you who think I'm being mean, is because one of the things about going through hard stuff is that she's in a much better position to help someone who's going through a loss like that. And so that's why I want you to identify.
Well, it's the craziest thing, life. You know, it's a roller coaster. This is a part that I always hate to say.
Okay.
My house burned down on my birthday. So my birthday is October 9th. And we went from a high of partying and hanging out with friends, and we were at an amazing place, and we rented a big suite, and it was all up here, and everybody was yes, 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 and we were so full of love, and we were celebrating. And that was the day before. We celebrated the day before. And then I come home, I go to bed, all is right with the world. Nothing was abnormal. Nothing. I went to bed early because I was partying the night before because it was my birthday. I celebrated a lot. 2:00 in the morning. Banging on the door. Just banging. And a gentleman comes around. He's a neighbor. And he said, there's a fire in your side yard. Never went outside. Did not know what was happening. Did not turn on the radio. Simply, he said, call the fire department. I tried to call the fire department. Got my 3 girls up. Very calmly. Said, pack a bag. We need some shoes.
How old?
At the time, goodness, what is it now? 17. So 12, 10. Yeah.
Young.
Yeah.
Young.
Yeah, crazy. And they were all really good about it. I didn't go outside, nothing. My girlfriend calls me. She said, where are you? She said, get out of the house. Right. My husband at the time had gone outside to move the car because there was a fire in the side yard. We got our things, 2 days worth of clothes. He asked me, he's like, do you want to take, the little safe you have? And I was like, no, we'll come back for it. Not knowing what huge mass destruction was outside my door. I opened the door to get to my car, couldn't even find my car, completely gray.
Wow.
Sirens going off everywhere, and I'm just remember thinking, what is happening? I couldn't see 2 feet in front of me. I had to use the clicker for my car to find my car because I couldn't see. Wind was like 80 miles an hour. My girls got a little scared, and I said, it's okay, let's just get in the car. I left. At the time, my husband stayed at home. And so, he said, let me just stay and, fight the fire. And there was a car there for him. I get outside of the complex, which took a long time, and I was stuck. 1-lane road. And I still don't know what's going on. I can't get on the radio. I can't get on the phone. Everything is jammed. And I'm like, okay. So I turned around because I didn't want to get stuck on a 1-lane road. Little did I know the fire was actually coming down that road. And so everybody was stuck. And I turned around, and on a complex they have the wall. Well, the wall was on fire. When I turned around and I saw the whole wall to my complex on fire,
oh my gosh.
I took a deep breath and I said, oh my gosh. I tried to call him. I couldn't get him. So I had to go back in to the complex. And he's fine. He was going to get in my car. I said, no, take your car. I said, we got to get out of here. I was like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And from there, we left. And what's crazy? I still can't remember the exact path I took, but we ended up getting split up. And I didn't know if I should go north or south because I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, in my head, it's the craziest thing because I still try to remember parts of it.
Right.
And I truly can't remember
Sometimes our
where
memory helps
I
us.
went. Yeah. I mean, I can remember the kids in the car, and one of them got really upset, and I'm like, it's going to be okay. We're all together. It's going to be okay. And at that point, we did get through. I traveled farther. He said, I'm at your mom's. He beat me to my own mom's house.
Oh.
I didn't know which way
He made
to
the
go.
B line, you made the C line.
Yeah. he made a good decision, and so we stayed there for a couple of days just getting, and you know, it's so crazy too, people text messaging me saying happy birthday, and then people going, well, I'm really sorry what's happening, and I don't know what to say, and you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning.
So take a breath. And the first thing is, I'm so sorry that happened. That is not something you should, you expect or want, especially on your birthday. I know.
And I paused because I'm like, it makes it so much worse.
Right.
But I'm really blessed, and I'm super grateful. It changed my whole thought process.
Okay, but before you go positive on me, for people who are going through loss, was it important to feel sad?
I am not the best person to ask that.
Oh, okay, because you didn't feel sad for very long.
I didn't, because, and this is part of now knowing who I am, I digest it. Yes, it happened to me, but it won't define me. And it's part of the process for me, because I will continue to always move forward. I won't sit and dwell on what has happened, because I know that life is happening for me and not to me. And I know that that's really hard to say for a lot of people, especially when something tragic like this happens or somebody gets sick. I truly just believe that there is a path for us. There is a path. It took me a long time to realize that. New also in my journey, but it's a welcomed blessing, and I embrace it.
Right. That, my friends, she's preaching to my choir. You know that, because pain in life is mandatory, but suffering is optional.
I loved it when you said that to me yesterday.
You.
And I was like, that's so good.
Yeah.
It is.
I live by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because no matter what your trauma or what happened to you happened, you really can't change that. And you can choose to feel sorry for yourself and say it's not fair and it shouldn't have happened. And does that make you feel good? Right?
Yeah.
How long do you want to stay in that feeling of being pissed off or poor me or resentful? And I actually believe that there is some value to doing that for a little bit, because you can feel your feelings, but no more than 16 seconds. No, I'm kidding. It depends on the loss.
Well, you know what was really funny? I'm just going to share this little tidbit.
Please.
So after the fires, a movie came out, Inside Out. I was trying to remember the name. Inside Out, and there were 4 characters. And so one of them was joy and one of them was sadness. And through the movie, the story goes, and this actually helped me as an adult. This actually helped me as an adult. The story goes, you have to have sadness to feel joy. But it took me as an adult to see that, to go, okay, so I did let it in for a little bit. But in all honesty, because of who I am and because of one of my gifts, I chose to spread joy. Because so many other people don't know how to have that gift, don't know how to push through, like you say. They will sit there. And so I took pride in being the light, in being the joy, in being that person that brought them just a little bit, even if it was just for a moment, because I have the restaurant. So it was right in my hometown, and that's where I own the restaurant. So people would come in, and I would spread that joy through the community, because we needed it. We needed it so bad. And so that was something that I learned, and I thought that was really impactful. So I wanted to share.
Absolutely. What kind of restaurant?
So I own a pizza restaurant. It's called Home Run Pizza, and it's in Larkfield, California, which is close to Santa Rosa.
Beautiful. Yes. And what's the special dish there?
Ooh, this is my line. I like to say it all the time. Have you ever tried a knuckleball? So our knuckleball is our pizza dough stuffed with mozzarella cheese and bacon, and it is so good. It's ooey gooey goodness.
That sounds delicious. Now,
it is.
Let's go back to the book for a second. Who should read your book?
In all honesty, when I wrote the book, it's for everyone. Even if you've already been on a self-development journey, at the end of every chapter, there are activities. very brief, just a little something to keep you going. I have a gentleman who read it for the first time, and he gave me the best compliment. He's 58. He read it 5 times, and he said to me, you could pick this book up at any stage in your life, and it will give you different answers. So it's an amazing feeling that I have left an impact on the world with every single person who will read that. I get a lot of compliments, and I even write this in the book. If I can just help one person or open that door for one person, that is why I wrote the book. Because
How do you get the book?
it's on Amazon.
Okay.
I have a website. It's just my name, CynthiaKahi.com. I do have a reflection book that I just put together.
Yay.
Also, just for self-development, just to get you in the habit of reflecting on what you do well, what you don't do well, and how you can improve.
Yeah.
I think
Beautiful.
it's a really great process.
Okay. And you wrote it with Greg Reed.
So that one is my own.
Oh,
that one is my own. Yes. Also, You Can Do Hard Things is also mine. But the one we released and was here last night is called Station 42. It's a compilation book of 18 authors, and it's about a woman on a journey. New stage in her life, has an open-ended ticket, and she stops at different train stations. So she meets people along her way. Yes.
What is your chapter about?
Guess.
A fire.
No.
Oh, a restaurant? Knuckleball?
No, it is You Can Do Hard Things, because she's going on a journey, and you really have to look inside. And the piece of advice that I had given in the book is confidence. Confidence is worth more than money. And so that was something that I shared in the book.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So we may edit this out if you want, but I'm just curious. You mentioned your husband at the time, so he made it out of the fire, but he didn't make it back into your life.
Well,
Was this a hard thing?
Yeah, of course. 17 years. We have 3 children together, and I don't get asked this very often. It's just one of those things in life where I evaluated and I knew that I wanted more. He's an amazing father, just not the life partner for me. And he is amazing, and I wish him all of the best, and he knows, and we're grateful for each other. And we have an amazing bond that we can co-parent and love our children and lead them well, and that's what we pride ourselves on. We never lost that family unit.
Beautiful. So, hashtag relationship goals in reverse. But did the fire have anything to do with reevaluating? Like, I only have so much time left, or, do I want more?
We'll say the long and short of it, yes.
Yes.
I mean, there's definitely, my perspective changed. I got to a point where, sometimes we get stuck. We get so comfortable in life that we just go with what we know.
Right.
And so it did open my eyes. The fire gave me a new perspective. And again, life is happening for me and not to me.
Yeah.
And so there's a reason. And I look at my path now in the short, just 2 years that we decided that we weren't going to be together, and everything that I've done, and the sharing that I do just for everyone, and knowing that I can make an impact, and the potential that I can show to other people. I actually did a reel this morning, and I put in there, I don't say it to impress you. I say it to impress upon you. Yes, you can. I am no different than anyone else. I just made a choice. That's it. That's it.
Beautiful. Now, self-development, as you mentioned, is not necessarily something we take up in school. There's no class on it. We think that we're supposed to get it from our parents or get it from Sunday school or something like that. I'm guessing you grew up in a pretty normal home.
Yeah.
What was the first thing that you realized? I'm sure it wasn't the fire. I think before that, where did that start, where you went, okay, I need to relook at my life?
I was making some choices that I didn't really feel like were mine. I was just reacting. That's the tagline for my book. My tagline is be proactive with your growth and not reactive with your life, because I found myself doing things that I wouldn't normally do. I was very...
Example?
Well, just stupid stuff. But not in my character. And I was like, why? Why am I doing this? And again, that's when I started the process. And then I just felt this real pull. I really felt a pull that said, there's more. There's more than just doing the same thing over and over and over. And it was a process, but that's really the pull that I felt. I was like, what am I doing? What is this? What's my impact? Like, really, what is this? You know?
Why am I here? What makes me special? What makes me important? All of that. Yeah.
It almost feels like when you say those things, because I evaluate, right? I look at those things. And I think that this is one of those moments where you go, aha. When I was growing up, never really wanted to stand out, never really wanted to be that person that was, look at me. And so now in this journey, for me, it's leaning into the fact that I am special. And I do have something that the world needs. I have a contagious energy. Almost every single person. Greg even told me last night, and I was like, He said, I just want to tell you that I really like your energy. And I said, thank you very much. So I just had to lean into it. I had to own it. I had to know that that's what makes me special. And it's not really that special, but it makes me special. So that's the part that I really, really, really needed to lean into, because, and the reason why I look here is because I think it's important that no matter how little it is, it's what makes you you. And I have the passion for you. You know?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like that saying, I'm going to love you until you can love yourself. And that everybody knows they're one of a kind, wonderful, right?
Yes.
No one else. So there's not a throwback in the bunch. All 4 billion of us are loving, lovable, and loved, wrapped in a warm blanket of worthiness, and deserve to be happy 88% of the time.
Yeah.
So absolutely. So I have a fellow cheerleader here with me on that mission. She's going to be one of my ambassadors for my Happy 88 mission. 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. So I think she's going to handle quite a few million there. The last question I always ask my guests is, to who or what are you most grateful for? To who or what are you most grateful for?
I think it would be my family. But my grandfather really made an impact on me. I lost him the year my youngest daughter was born, just days after. But he taught me integrity. He taught me steadfast. He taught me that, and this came up the other day, do things right the first time. And somebody asked me, well, are you trying for perfection? And I said, no, it's just a standard that I have. So I feel like I have really good roots because of my Italian family. And I admired my grandfather so much. He gave me so much pride. And I just, I think, yes, that's, I'm so grateful.
What was his name?
Alfred.
Alfred. And last name?
Musetti.
That's pretty Italian.
Yeah.
Musetti. Beautiful. Well, it's been lovely getting to know you. Your website one more time, and how to get all 3 titles that I think I heard.
Entrepreneur, author, and they call me the CEO, Chief Encouragement Officer.
Oh, I like that.
Yes. My name, Cynthia, last name is Caughy, CAUGHIE.com. It's got all the things.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming on. And this is Dr. Marissa reporting live on location at Secret Knock with a beautiful woman inside and out with her story. Hopefully you feel encouraged. She is your Chief Encouragement Officer. I love that. I may use that too. And at the end of every show, this is a little thing that I do. And I'm going to try to do it with this. All right. Can you do this with me?
Yes.
Peace in,
Peace in.
peace out.
Peace out.
World peace
World peace
through inner peace.
through inner peace.
Yes.
I love that.
Dr. Marissa reporting live. And remember, it's all about balance. We just did the peace in, peace out. And go forth and multiply the self-development and self-love that you are. And remember that you can.
You can do hard things, I promise.
Beautiful. And have the best day ever. See you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That was good.